The same boring shot at the same boring angle, shooting the same boring meat. So, I don't have a studio, so the only time I really have to record things is when I'm walking, and I figure it's a good use of the time. Now, this time I wanted to talk about a specific thing that I think is very important. It's about communication. And I hope to do a lot of these pieces on how to communicate, because I'm amazed how many people don't know how to do that. Whether it's traditional Christians versus fundamentalists, or whether it's Eastern versus Western philosophy, or even people that are very close to the same camp. But I want to take it back a bit and talk about one of the most basic philosophical differences people can have, and that's atheists versus theists. And they can't talk to each other at all. Literally, they have different languages. They use words to mean different things, and they have different mindsets. And it's very frustrating because every time I see an atheist and a theist talk, shout more like, usually it comes down to this problem that they will argue and argue about something that's completely unimportant because they don't have a common understanding with which they could make themselves easily understood. The problem is that atheists argue from an atheistic point of view, and theists argue from a theistic point of view. Now, this may not be shocking exactly. Of course atheists are atheists, and of course theists are theists, but when you're talking to somebody else, the point is to make that person understand what the words coming out of your head mean. And if you talk to an atheist as if he were a theist, that won't happen. The same way goes the other way around. If you talk to a theist as if the material world was the only thing there is, he's going to tune you right out, and no discussion will happen. Now, a lot of people have come to the conclusion that no discussion is possible. This is not true. It is in fact absurd. Discussion is possible. Valid, legitimate, fascinating discussion. But first, you must be able and willing to understand the other person's point of view. So, theists, let's talk to you first. When theists, some theists, most theists, talk to an atheist, they come up with the most ridiculous generalizations and prejudgments about what atheism is. Now, theists, don't get too smug. I'm going to talk to you guys next, because these stereotypes didn't spring out of the ether. There is a reason for them, and a good reason. It's just not something that you guys realize, generally. But theists, I saw a quote once that was brilliant, written by an atheist, that said, telling an atheist that he's going to go to hell is like telling a Christian that he's going to go to Mordor. You can't threaten atheists, first of all. First of all, why would you want to? I mean, really, is that what Jesus did when he went around talking to the sinners and the tax collectors and the prostitutes? Did he walk around telling them they were going to hell? No, he never did. He warned the Pharisees that they would, because they were being self-righteous. Okay? People in the church who are being jerks, you should warn them of their danger of damnation. Atheists don't care at all about their danger of damnation. They don't think there is such a thing. Okay? Now, what you have to do is explain your position as if you were an atheist. Okay? We'll have to talk a bit more next time about what all that means. But you have to start from the point of view of understanding that they don't feel there's any reason to believe that there is a God, or angels, or any sort of spiritual entities. And in fact, you'll find that their idea of what a spirit is very weird and very off-kilter from what you believe. So you have to be able to define your terms, you have to be able to express yourself, but you also have to bear in mind that your faith is that. It is a matter of faith. Now, I am a very strong, I want to say I'm a fan of intellect. I want to feel that everything can be explained through intelligence, through intellect. If you have a good enough argument, you can convince everybody that there's a God, and that's the end of it, and that is obviously not true. Never has been, never will be. Theism and atheism are not matters of intellect. And atheists, I'm talking to you here too. I have met genius atheists. I have met idiot atheists. I have met genius theists. I have met idiot theists. I have also met genius and idiot Jews, and genius and idiot Muslims, and genius and idiot Buddhists, and such on and so forth. So, being smart has nothing to do with it. Faith is a matter of faith, and you need to remember what that means to you. Atheists, I'm going to have to explain to you what faith means later, because I don't think it means what you think it means. Neither does the word spirit mean what you're taking it to mean either. But